we've had in our family a lot of experiences with suicide, from myself personally to we've lost family members to suicide, a lot of kids to suicide in our family. But when I was younger, I had I took an overdose when I was 12 years of age, without actually knowing why and what I was doing. And then when I was about in my late 20s, I ended up getting flashbacks from my childhood trauma from sexual abuse and stuff. And then at that time when I was going through that, I became suicidal because I couldn't handle the flashbacks. And so basically I didn't realise what depression was because it came on me so slowly. So before I knew it, I woke up one day and I just didn't want to live anymore.
Well, I've had an experience of a son suiciding from where we were trying to get him counselling for depression and the things he was going through. But he moved away from Canberra. If he stayed here, it might have been, yeah. But it's not to be. So, well, all of his family here, but you know, he just went away. And when he went to Bathurst, he didn't carry on with his counselling or just hit the grog, and you know, because he had nothing else to do. He had no counsellor to go to talk to. He had no one to talk to, really.
I have 2 children, and my eldest boy was a victim of suicide for just on 2 years now, 2 years next month actually. And it's been a very long, slow and hard process in having to deal with it. As a mother, and losing your baby is the most devastating thing that could happen in life. I am still grieving.
I would talk to my brother about it, but because he was locked up, I turned towards more like weed and drinking and just getting that hammered where I just didn't think about it anymore. And there were nights where I cried myself to sleep. And
because it happened straight after when my sister hung herself, my mum could kind of, like, I was depressed. She could see I was depressed, and I felt like hurting myself because I'd always lock myself in the room. I was in hospital for a while because I couldn't really take it because another person would die after another, and it was just too much grief. So like 2 weeks after I buried my sister, my best mate hung himself. So, and I was with him in those last 2 weeks. So, yeah, it just keeps happening.
You are my big sister and my friend, my bestest friend. Yeah. I'll never forget your pretty face.
I couldn't think clearly. Like I'd be angry one minute and I'd be crying the next minute, and then I'm trying to be strong for, you know, for everyone. And when I contemplated suicide, it wasn't a thing that actually happened overnight. It was a accumulated task of issues that actually built up. I'd win the battle one day and I'd lose the battle the next, and I'd win the battle, and I lost the battle more than anything. That's where I did fall. and attempted suicide myself.
Although it's been 10 years, I still get my moments. Like I've never talked about it, which is wrong, I suppose. But Kim's my partner. She's, I think she's been my strength. No. I haven't been to counselling. I haven't had counselling about it. I still get emotional, like now. But you never get over it. And not just Aboriginal kids. Same with the board, white, no, Aboriginal, doesn't matter what colour you are. It doesn't discriminate.
If they get to a point where, a person gets to a point where they don't, want to live anymore, it's like, who do you find to talk to that will actually understand that, And I think in our Aboriginal community, we do have a lot of fellas that do understand because we've seen so much now, but for every person it's personal, but I think we do have to break that silence for being taboo.
Any way we can bring light to this, this matter, any way we could put it out there in the community, if we can convince just one person to go out there and talk about their feelings, what's going on in their lives. Everyone has ups and downs, I guess, and I think it's important to really contact and engage with people when you are feeling that way.
One of the main things I'd love to get across to the community is the fact that there is always someone there that you can talk to. Always. You have friends, you have family, you have brothers, sisters, mothers and fathers. You have uncles and aunts and grandparents. There is always someone to talk to, and that's all it takes. And you'll get the help. You'll get the help.
Always talk to someone. Like, if you ever think that no one's ever going to be there for you, if you ever fall, think again, because there are people that care about you, and people don't want to see you take the coward's way out of your problems. I think that's the most important thing is, a lot of people are scared and they don't trust a lot of people, but when you gain that trust from them and they tell you how they feel, it's a massive taken, and you just got to support them the best way you know how.
I do know that my support system's in place, and I do know that I can just pick up the phone, have a conversation with my friends and my family, and that takes that suicidal thought all away from me, because I know that they love me, they care for me.
You really need to talk. Yeah, it's good to actually sit there and sort of voice those thoughts in your head out, and get them out there. The more people that you can engage in and talk with, the better you'll feel about it. There's people out there in the community. There's places like Gugan, Gulwan and Woononga, and there's good people out in the community that will listen to you. There's no shame attached. Don't ever feel shamed. Find someone that you can talk to.
They feel like they can't talk to anyone. That's why they take it out on themselves and think that they're not worth it or loved. So that's why it's good to talk about it. I've stopped a lot of my cousins from hurting themselves because I've lost someone. When someone writes a sad status on Facebook, people think they just ignore it. But then I know not to, because I ignored most of my friends' statuses because I thought, they were just sad, or really, everyone ignored them, and then they just felt unloved.
My niece suicided, and she had put distress calls out in her last week, and she put them up on Facebook. If any young person puts a message out of any kind in that vicinity, it's no jokes, because Because some people go, oh, they're just wanting attention. Well, of course, that's what the whole thing is. You've got to get attention to get help. So if someone is saying they're feeling suicidal, especially early hours in the morning, when ring someone, wake them up, even if it's a false alarm, it may not actually be a false alarm.
If anyone watching this, any young people or in the pay, they're thinking about suicide or they feel suicidal, is to get help before it's too late, because there's no coming back. And you're dead a long time. I think I need family around them to support them, and get the family to will talk about it to their family.
Talk to someone, because you are loved from a lot of people, and it's okay to be scared, and just talking helps. Yeah, my sister didn't tell anyone. We'd hear that our cousin had hung herself and we'd be like, oh, we'd never do that, that's scary, But she was going through so much, I don't think she was thinking properly, and it just happened all too fast. Because I know that she'd still want to be alive.
Because if you don't talk about it, it builds up, and you just get your anger and your fear. It feeds off not talking about it. Where if you talk to someone about it, you're like, no, because now I know if I do it, then I'm leaving, my loved one behind who really needs me.
I think what got me through my journey was my honesty. I just was straight out. This is how I feel. I feel like crap today. Is someone going to help me deal with this? I think you can't afford to not be honest. What helped me was accepting that what happened to me in my childhood happened.
Take the opportunity and take advantage of the opportunity that are available to us Indigenous people that are here, like our mental health units, our Indigenous health service that are available throughout the country and within our communities. You think things are not working, please don't give up. That if you feel that you're not getting help from anyone, go to another service or find someone else that you can speak to.
Get help straight away if anyone's having suicidal thoughts. Don't underestimate, what depression and how powerful it can be. We're meant to be a community, and we shouldn't have to be struggling on our own.
There was times where I was like, oh, I'm never going to be good enough, and I've always thought about it, but I've never done it, because I always think about who I'm leaving behind and what I'm leaving behind by what I've gained, like my confidence and all the stuff that I've done in school and my achievements that
To climb out of that ditch is a hard climb, and it takes a lot of inner strength to be able to decide that you're going to live and stuff like that.
Because you never come back from suicide if you're panicking about it. There's only one way back, and that's not to do it.